Let's get it on the road. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Trey Smith Perspective. I am coherent. I can breathe through my nostrils. I don't sound like I'm on my deathbed. What is happening? Welcome to a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful episode of the Trey Smith Perspective. I am your host. You guessed it. A lot to get to today, man. Obviously on the music tip, if you're watching on YouTube, you missed the whole little vibe session. I completely broke my rule where I don't play music on this pod, and we had a couple Chris Brown songs off the album just as a little vibe session, just to get us right before, because we podding, baby. We here to pod. We're healthy, grateful for it. We have power, grateful for it. We'll fucking get into that as well, but much love to y'all, first-time listeners, last-time listeners. Just shout out to y'all in general, man. Appreciate you being here. And, I guess we can get into this shit. Let's jump right into it. Where should we start? Should we start with music? I don't really want to start with music. Let's start with music. Nah, I don't want to start with music. Should we start with music? Let's get into Duquesne Light first. Because let me get angry before I start. Let me get the angry shit out the way. And then we'll get into the vibes, okay? I believe it was like a day or two after recording last week's pod. We had severe thunderstorm watch, and you know how the fucking all that shit or whatever. So I get home from work. It's like 4 o'clock. It's like 4:05ish. 4:05ish. Excuse me. Sky goes dark, and the wind just starts whipping. I think I've mentioned on here before the fucking, when the hacking clacks get a howling, and that makes the huppa clubs get a blah-hubbing, and that makes Crunkler's Pond start a crunkling. That's how you know it's Grinch night. I don't remember the exact poem, but nevertheless, that's what I was reciting. That's what it seemed like. Winds fucking, trees are like, fucking shit's just whipping, wailing, and then it just starts raining sideways. So I expected the power to go out. Lo and behold, 12 and a half minutes later, like 4:20 something, power goes out. So I leave. It's like 4:30. I'm going to go to the gym, hope they have power, and we'll see what's up. So I wait out the sideways rain, and it seems to completely absolve, no rain. As a matter of fact, it did absolve. There was no rain for the remainder of the fucking night. Remember that. Now, 4:30. The rain is done for the night now. The sun is out. The sun is shining. But there's still trees and shit down. That little 10-minute storm did some damage. I'm driving to Moontown, half of Moon Townships, without power. All of University Boulevard, the lights are out and shit. So, alright, cool. I respect it. I get to the gym completely expecting the power to be out. Guess it's on a different grid or whatever. That plaza's got power. So I gym. I leave the gym. It's 5:30 maybe. I check my phone and I'm alright, well, it looks like there might be more rain coming. So I don't expect them to really maybe turn the power on until maybe that passes. Just to set more of a, give you more context. Every fucking time the wind blows, the sun shines too bright, it snows, it rains, this street loses power. And it loses power for longer than every other street around it. I don't want to hear anything telling me otherwise, because because I know. Because not only is this street lose power easily, it's a fucking black hole. There is no cell service. If you don't have internet, you ain't got shit, basically. You got, you gotta start setting green bubbles, and you might have to send them 2 or 3 times to hope they go through. Or you gotta walk into the yard, halfway into the yard to make a phone call. Because the phone service is just not good. Trees everywhere, it's just not good. Which, again, that's why the power goes down. But why don't they have people trim those trees? I'm starting to bounce all over the place because the rage is starting to bubble. So let's stay on track. I leave the gym, 5:30. I come back home real quick, knowing that the power's going to be out. Fully expecting it to be out. It was. I'm still alright, cool. It's understandable. Half of University Boulevard's still out. I'm going to go to Monaca. I'm going to go Target, Walmart, whatever. I'm going to get some dinner while I'm out. I'm going to take a couple hours. I'm going to give them some time. I figured the lights would be on around 7:38. That's around 3 or so hours. They figure it all out. I go out. I do my whatever the fuck, McGall. I come back. Still no lights. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm eating Arby's in the fucking dark. Nothing. No lights. I'm still semi-understanding at this point. Because, there's still parts of Crescent with no lights. I think it's a little ridiculous considering it's been, a top 5 gorgeous day ever since the rain stopped. It's 80 degrees, sun beaming, no wind, nothing. What's the excuse? Where are the fucking lights? Pardon me. So, mind you, it's 90 degrees on this day. 85, 90 fucking degrees on this day. No AC. It is miserable in the household. Just dripping in sweat. Just from sitting here. So 8 rolls into 9. 9 rolls into 10. 10 rolls into 11. And now I'm getting really fucking mad. Really fucking mad. Because you call Duquesne Light and it's an automated fucking thing. It's like, hey, there's a power outage in your area. We are aware. And then sometimes they'll give you a time frame. Sometimes it'll be like, water power is expected to be on back in your area by 12 o'clock Eastern time. But there's no nothing. So eventually if you do get through to somebody, they give you this runaround, whatever. Yeah, they're getting to the transformer down the street. I'm driving around at this point with no shirt on, windows down, screaming, where are the fucking lights? Because it's now 11, and everybody seems to have lights except for our street. It's now 11 p.m. It's been 6.5 hours since the storm. We still don't have lights. So I go home defeated, and I take a shower for 35 minutes of just a cold shower, and then I slowly work the heat up to warm, and I just take a fucking long-ass shower. Excuse me. So I get out of the shower, and I'm just laying in bed, miserable, till 12:30. Couldn't really fall asleep till I put my towel behind me, and it was damp, and I was able to have coolness on my back and just not sweat to death while I was trying to sleep. So the rage that filled my spirit the next morning when I woke up and didn't feel my fan oscillating, meaning the power is obviously still out. So I had to sleep upside down so that I could get some air on my face from the window. And I look up and I lean my head over the side of the bed and I look and no lights on, nothing, everything's still off. Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm really pissed off. Because we're on fucking 16 hours, no fucking lights for no reason. 16 hours, no lights, 16 hours since rain or wind or anything. So then Duquesne Light's yeah, the storm was really, 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 really bad. No, it really, 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 really wasn't. Now, mind you, my fucking reaction would be gauged to what the incident is. I was even cool for 5 hours before I started getting really fucking mad. If it's a torrential downpour, there's flooding, trees down, a lot of trees down, lines down, I get it. That shit takes time. There was not shit. There were branches on the street, and that was it. And Duquesne Light has no answers for you as to how the whole community has lights except for your one street. That's bullshit to me. There should be a fucking I pay. You pay for the fucking you pay for the Duquesne Light service. Do I get to know what that service is? What the fuck is y'all's procedure when something like this goes down? Because it seems like every time something like this goes down, this street gets fucked. If this street's on in 15 minutes, they were on in 5. If this street's out for 5 hours, they were out for 2.5. It's completely fucked. And by they, I mean literally the house is 20 feet away. Down the fucking road, immediately around the corner. You see the street lights, you're driving down the same road. It's just no street lights, no street lights, no street lights, street lights and power. And it's yo, why is this street always a dead dark zone? And it's nothing. I was being petty. Because I came home on my lunch at 12:30, 1 o'clock. Still no lights. Duquesne Light is just chilling on the street talking to the neighbors or whatever. I was about to lose my motherfucking mind. I'm dead serious. I come in this house at 1 o'clock. We're now going on like fucking 20 hours with no lights. It's hot as shit. So you know everything in the freezer and fridge is just complete. It's on a timer, and that timer expired yesterday, like last night. So it's like, yo, I can't even like open the fridge to get anything out, or everything in there is just fucked at this point. So like I'm fucking furious. So I leave my house and I'm going back to work on lunch, and the Duquesne Light trucks are passing me on my street. I'm like, yo, where are y'all going? I just start clapping like, yes! Yes, you did it! You're great! You're amazing! Thank God for all of y'all! Like, I was being extremely petty. I was literally, if I wasn't on lunch, I might have gone down there like a disgruntled sports fan and just take my shirt off and just sat on a guardrail and just, like, said shit about they mamas. Like, just fucking just talking shit. Like, fucking, like, yo! Your mama's in my crib, she's sweating. She said, get this fucking power back on. Just fucking talking flagrant. Like, just getting a little out of line. I'll maybe call them vaginas. Boozies. I was getting very upset. I was about to do, like, very mean and ignorant customer shit. Like, fam. I finally got a text that it came back on at 3 o'clock. I was back at work. 23 hours. 22 and a half hours. When everyone else had power 12 hours prior, that's fucking unacceptable. I don't give a fuck if anybody thinks I was out of line, I was getting... No, I was overreacting a little bit, but I don't give a fuck. Justified, in my opinion. Checkmark, justified. 24 hours, it rained for 13 minutes? No. Given past history on the street? No. Duquesne Light was wildin'. Y'all gonna make me talk to them fucking... What's that company that's in Walmart all the time that every time I'm just trying to buy some Pop-Tarts or something, they... Excuse me, sir, you got a minute? No, I'm cool on it. No offense if you work for any of those companies, but, like, don't ever try and fucking speak to me if you see me coming through Walmart and you're... Like, you think you just plucked me out the crowd, like, oh, I think I got one here. Excuse me, sir, quick question for you. Go fuck yourself. All right, then. Ah, ma'am, do you think I have a question? Oh, okay, go fuck myself. Yeah, like, go fuck you. I'm here. One time I did stop, and I did give, like, all my information. It was a couple years ago. I swear to you, it might have even been like 5 years ago. This was so bad. Like, the most beautiful woman I may have ever seen at that time. Just like, excuse me, I have a question for you. What happened? Yeah, of course I pay the electric bill. You know what it is. Where do I stand? I literally turned around after that exchange was over. I turned around. What the fuck just happened? But shit. Wait, Duquesne Light treats you. I might stop and talk to one of them motherfuckers. Be like, what's your procedure when the fucking power goes out? And you're in an area where the power regularly can go out easily and does. What's your fucking procedure? What do you do? What's your fucking customer service like in them situations? What's up? I'm gonna start asking them questions. They're gonna be like, excuse me, sir, do you have a moment for... I'm gonna be like, do you have a moment? That's bullshit. Man, that had me hot. That was a whole day of just anger and stress. That shit might have broke me. For real. Like, I was very mad all day. Like, the thought that, like, everything in the fridge and freezer is just wasting away. The dogs are miserable. I was upset. Anywho, now that we've gotten through the anger, let's move on to some Azah shit. Should we get to music? I guess we could hold off on music. We'll dive into what we've been watching first. Obi-Wan Finale. The finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was alright. Honestly, like, I like the parts that everybody else liked. Like, the shit with Darth Vader, Anakin, Obi-Wan, all that shit was dope. The whole Reva Inquisitor plot, bro, keep it. This should have just been like an hour and 45-minute movie with like maybe like a mini Disney Plus series about the Inquisitors that came alongside it. It felt like a big waste of time, honestly, truly. And I'm going to be pissed if they continue it. because it felt like a big fucking fuck all circle that had some cool shit go on in it, but like, was it worth it? Anyway, but definitely still check it out. I guess I enjoyed the shit out of the certain parts. Maybe just hit YouTube for the highlights. That's how I'm feeling about it. Coach T on the pivot. Coach Tomlin does not normally do these things. So when I saw Coach T sitting down with Ron Clark, Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and who am I blanking on? I'm definitely blanking on somebody. Or is it just M3? Is it just M3? Yeah, it's just M3. Well, anyway, when I saw him sitting down with him, I was like, oh shit, an hour and a half of Coach T? What? Now, it's not like it's like the most entertaining and riveting hour and a half, because it's Coach T. He ain't giving it up like that to the public. But hey, it looked like he put down a few happy dads and was still giving it up, like talking a few Ron Clark stories. Those were interesting to hear. I'm just a huge fan of Coach Tomlin. I don't understand any of these Yinzer fans that go fucking like apeshit ballistic bananas that we need to get Tomlin out of here. Honestly, we all know what the underlying issue of that is with those Yinzer fans. They're probably my bad. Execution error. I meant to tap the thing like this. Racist as shit, but I accidentally tapped the mute button. Hey, that's good. Look at God. Look at God telling me just mute out that racist shit. But yeah, that's really like, if you find a Yinzer that has a problem with Coach Tomlin, that's probably what their issue is. Now, be it we haven't been to the promised land in a while, you could say we've underachieved, but man, there's a lot of good football teams in the league. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good coaches. It ain't everybody's year every year. And I tell you, there's not a lot of people or any other ball coaches that I know of, or professional or otherwise, that I would want to play for. Like, I would run through a fucking wall for Coach Tomlin. Like, even in the little like minute and a half fucking post game speeches where he don't say shit, but he just hits you with some dope Tomlinisms. Like fucking what my favorite is, football is our game, our business is winning, and our intention is to handle business. How do you not love that? That's some dope shit right there. Like, I'd be in like, how you not in the meeting and Coach Tomlin just say that shit like, football is our game, winning is our business, and our intention is to handle business. And how you not like a rookie or even like a 10-year guy just sitting in the locker room like, damn, that was cold. That was cold. Honestly, truly. And like he's just such a big like advocate for leadership and what it takes to be a leader and the little things that come along with it. And it was an absolutely beautiful watch. If you're a Steelers fan, a Coach Tomlin fan, if you're a big like an advocate on how these leaders of men, like the best of the best, how they do it, it's great to get inside his mind, because it's absolutely awesome. It feels like for sure that like I can't speak for any of the other teams' coaches because I really don't know, except for maybe like I could maybe seem that like Harbaugh's like that, maybe Andy Reid as well, Pete Carroll, where they're personable. We're like, yeah, we do business, and we pay you a lot of money to do that business, but like, hey man, to do it right, we gotta include each other. We gotta be included in each other's lives off the field as well. Like, that includes everything. Like, he spoke glowingly of AB. I'm glad he said, yo, don't be stupid. He ain't coming back here. I'm glad he said that, because he needed to say that. He probably didn't want to say that, but like, yo, like, for real, like, he can't come back here. Like, he threw the ball at the quarterback. He fucking was on a sideline and a Megan in his left. Like, yo, he can't come back. He can maybe come back and retire. He even left that open. They said to just come back and retire, and he was like, oh, yeah. But like, he didn't. I haven't seen any of the outlets say it, but he spoke really nothing but glowingly about Antonio Brown and little Antonio Brown and his hunger to be a football player, a good football player and a good father, and he just spoke incredibly highly of him. So it'd be nice to see some of these outlets outline that maybe instead of the one fucking quote in the whole fucking bevy of good shit that Coach T said about AB. They pulled the one fucking thing out where he was like, man, y'all know that ain't happening. That's the one fucking thing everybody pulled from it. Undisputed First Take, fucking Gridiron, whatever on Twitter. These stupid fucking Twitter accounts. They all just pulled that one fucking line. It's like, yo, alright. Like, I get it, clicks, whatever, but just, God, the clickbaity shit, it's gotta come to an end at some point. Like, someone's gotta fucking draw, like, a line. Like, there's a few YouTubers I fuck with that just, I can't really fuck with the videos, because, like, yo, the title, like, the titles of the videos are, like, flat out lies. You click on a video, and then 30 seconds in, he's like, yo, I was capping. It was like, yo, why? Why? Like, I get it. YouTube's algorithm, everything shifts every now and then. You got to do the shit to keep up. But, like, I'm not going to play them games. I get dozens of, not even, I get singles, digits, views, whatever. I don't promote shit really well at all. But, like, hey, we'll see. We'll build this how we build it. I'm not worried about playing those fucking, I think those are just stupid corporate America games, and I have no interest in playing them. Like, anyway, that kind of got off on a tangent. How do we get there from Coach T? Ain't nothing mystical about it. Ain't nothing mystical about it. That's what he said. He said there ain't nothing mystical about it. What else we watch? I really enjoy these athlete media outlets. Draymond's I'm still not sold on. But the JJ Redick pod, All the Smoke, Pivot, I Am Athlete still, even after the split. It's the KG's pod as well on Showtime. Showtime's doing a lot of great shit with basketball players. It's just, I enjoy it. And they're able to kind of get more impersonal with these guys because they're their peers. And they're getting better interviews, and they don't feel like they have to. And for one, the players probably don't feel that way because the questions aren't being engineered in a way where it feels like the players are being attacked or like fucking prodded and poked at for shit that can be made into headlines, and it's genuinely good to see and watch. What else we get into? Oh, an update and curious and get out of here. There's always an update, it seems, when I'm on here. Every time we podding, there's an update. How's that happen? If you see me, the YouTube, you might see me fucking with this headphone. I keep putting it up just to make sure that that my overlay's good, but I put it back down because I like to talk quickly sometimes, and the way we're like transferring the words from my brain to my mouth while that's doing that, it's just sometimes it just fucks with me. Now, what are we doing that this has just started going cuckoo bananas here? Whoa, open this back up. Just leave that there. Maybe it'll just stop. Seems like our frame rate just seems to have like took a dip. Big old dip. Fuck it. Pod through it. Restart the... that's the fucking problem. The thing that I just X'd out continues to roll. Don't you love computers and software and things of that nature? They always work how you want them to, and they never give you headaches when you're potting. That's never. They never do that, ever. Anywho, what else was I about to get into? We talked about Coach T on the pivot. KD and Kyrie could be leaving Brooklyn. What is going on in that fucking shit show of an organization? I don't know. But as of how it is right now, I believe KD was connected to Phoenix, I believe. And Kyrie has been connected to Miami and LA. Now, that's a big old fucking stinky situation. I'm going to let that develop a little bit more before I start speaking on that. Because for one, I've kind of started, my barometer has kind of started to shift back towards football. The NBA Finals ended. The Coach T pivot really kind of had me leaning back towards the football mindset. Thinking about how the team's going to be without Big Ben, the young bulls we got on offense, the defense is just nasty. My barometer fucking going like this. We're just slipping out of basketball right back into football, and I'm ready for it. I enjoyed what he said about Big Ben in regards to him leaving and all that. Just to touch back on the Coach Tomlin thing real quick. What else did we watch? That's really it as far as media consumed. We did watch Chris on Drink Champs. I don't know when that came out. YouTube does this thing now where like it's on the official YouTubes, but they just like run the shit live for like fucking like however many days in a row. I don't know. So I don't know if it came out the day before, day of, or day after. I caught it the day after the album came out. Chris was on Drink Champs with Nori and them, and great interview. Chris typically don't do interviews either, so this was a good week for two guys that like Chris artistically and musically, my God, just like the pinnacle, and Coach Tomlin, a dude who I've fucking loved since I was a kid, just a bona fide leader of men, neither of which open up outside of like their individual like necessary times to do so. Like Coach T at a press conference, Chris on albums and music and shit. Neither really do interviews or anything of the nature. So to see an hour and a half from both of them, I was like, all right, cool. Nori's wild though, man. Nori's wild. That man is hilarious. He was fucked up by the end of it. Now they get fucked up on Drink Champs. They go hard on Drink Champs, but Nori just kept trying to get Chris to just fucking take them drinks. He said, "I made a playlist with Chris Brown songs in it. It was 3,000 songs." And he ain't lying. That's a fact. That's dead true. That's a cold fucking fact. Dude just got songs on songs on songs. I was low-key disappointed when I pulled up the track list and it was not 55 records. It was like 24 or some shit. But the main thing that I had about a takeaway on there was Chris had a moment where he said Prince called him. And Prince wanted to have a conversation about being special. And it was like right when Chris started to really get into all his fuck shit. Like he started to kind of run into the bullshit that's been hovering over his head his whole career really since it's happened. And he said Prince called him about wanting to get together and have a conversation about being special. And I feel like man, it's unfortunate that he passed and did not get to have that conversation with Chris, because I feel like he'd be accepted into that category had they been able, because Chris is the pinnacle of talent, musically, artistically. Like, he's the pinnacle of talent. But because of the cloud kind of lingering over his head, we don't got to mention nothing of it. They don't put him in that category with, like, the Mikes, the Princes, the James Browns, the Beyoncés. They don't put him in that class for those, and they won't, ever. Even though he's got pop records that'll chart forever. He's got albums that, in my opinion, and many others, are master classes. He'll put out a 45-song album and 40 of them will go. That's he's been out since he was, 14? Dude's 33 now. Like, that is the peak pinnacle of consistency. And it just won't get appreciated the way it should be while he's here, just due to that cloud. And I feel like maybe if some little bit of that conversation with Prince had been able to happen, because Prince unfortunately passed while he was going through all that, and they couldn't really have that talk. Man. Because this is what he is now. Still, all that. But if he could have had that conversation, man, I feel like that could have been extremely beneficial to Chris's career and personal life, just as maybe some guiding and some mentorship on how to just guide through being that much of that dude. Like, because Prince was him. Prince was 1,000% on that level. Understood his impact and understood his message carried weight. And Prince's interviews are loaded with gems of fucking of kind of trying to guide these young artists through the shit. So, man, I wish that they could have got to have that conversation. But, I guess we can get into it. I don't really want to touch on Russell Westbrook and Skip Bayless having the back and forth on Twitter. That's not really my bag. Russ got to get over it. Like, Skip didn't even say nothing this time. And you know Skip's just going to go. If he knows something buggy, he going to go anyway. But, like, Russ and his wife, like, taking such offense to, like, just tweet at this man multiple times, multiple hundred characters. It's like, whoa, yo, like you're letting him have too much access to your feelings. Like, you Skip know that this bug you, and he know everybody's watching this bug you, so he's just gonna continue to do it. Like, Russ is like however many years in the league at this point. He's never really acted out in this way towards the media, towards like based on how they've depicted him as a player. He's never really acted this way towards him. He seems like he's just like getting really like insecure about the shit. Like he's sensitive about it. Which, I mean, I get it, but man, I thought at the level in his career where he's at, Russ would have handled this a little bit better. He just ignored it. Skip been bagging on LeBron for fucking 20 years. LeBron I didn't even think he ever said that man's name. Like, yo, just leave it be. Don't pay him that much of a mind if you can, and just let him fizzle out. Anyway, let's do it, man. Let's get into music. Let's get into music. Because there was a lot of fucking music. And unfortunately, I couldn't get to all of it. I didn't finish the French and Harry Fraud album. I didn't finish that. But there was a few songs on there that I was fucking with. The Benny the Butcher song was real nice. There's a Ross record on there I like a lot. Kind of Girl on the French and Harry Fraud album is good. And Bricks and Bags was crazy with Benny. Benny fucking snapped on that. Kiss did pretty good as well. Roddy Ricch put out a single. It was alright. Brent Faiyaz put out a single called Price of Fame. It was pretty cool. Vori put out an album that was alright. Givion's album came out on the 24th. I didn't get to it till the 26th. I was listening to Chris Brown. Sorry. That's just what happened. There was no listening to Vori or Giveon or any of these dudes when that Breezy album came out. I barely made it back to double back to the Drake album. I said I was gonna put the Drake album off till this week. I barely made it back to that Drake album. Which, by the way, I like. Hot take. I like the Drake album. Is it like my favorite Drake album? Obviously fucking not, but there's a few fucking songs on here that I enjoy. I like let me see. I talked about Text Go Green last week. I like Text Go Green. I like Sticky. I like Overdrive. I like Liability a lot. I like Currents a little bit. Falling Back I thought is good and for like the first half of the record, and then it just gets a little bit redundant. But yeah, I like the album. I don't think it's bad. It's not a hip hop album for one, so it shouldn't be graded in the same way that all his hip hop albums have been. But yeah, towards the end of that album, he starts to kind of slip back into that zone, into that realm, and hit you with some shit. Yeah, it's a pretty good album. Obviously, the 21 Savage record is good too. That's the big one everyone's taking away. But as far as like the dance record goes, yeah, I like Sticky, Text Go Green, Overkill, and all that shit. Or Overdrive. Not Overkill. M and Snoop put out a single. I didn't see this coming, and it was kind of out of nowhere. I couldn't believe that they haven't really had a song together in a long time. From the D to the LBC, M and Snoop. And I enjoyed it. I actually like this more than that fucking Tater Tot Elvis song that he put out with CeeLo for the Elvis movie, which I heard is good. I haven't seen yet. But when I see it, we'll get to it here. But yeah, that Elvis, it didn't seem like he was doing anything different, obviously. It's M and it's Snoop. Seemed like Snoop was kind of getting into M's pocket with the rappity rap spitting super fast bag, but I enjoyed it. Overall, though, my ears have been dominated by one album. And one album alone. It's Breezy. And you know this. So, I'm not going to do the whole where do I have it in his discog shit like that. I'm just going to kind of touch on it. The records that I liked that stood out right away. I thought there was first glance, a lot of features, I thought. But then, they're all front-loaded right to the front of the project. So like you're getting hit with like feature, and then Chris really like gets in his bag. So, hold on. Get out of there. Anyway, I like the opening track, Till the Wheels Fall Off. Lil Durk and Capella Gray, I thought went hard on that. I like to Catch a Body with Fivio Foreign. I didn't really like Fivio's verse at first, but it started to grow on me. Pitch Black is just cool. Possessive is crazy. Lil Wayne snapped. I like Blue on there a lot. I don't know when he became just Blah and went from Young Blah to just Blah. I don't remember when that happened, but evidently that was a thing. Addicted with Lil Baby. I love Chris's part. I'm not a huge fan of Lil Baby's part. He's spitting, but like it feels off to me. I feel like it didn't need to be there. It didn't make the song greater in my opinion. It didn't really need to be there. Call Me Every Day with Wizkid. I liked when it came out. Not one I went back to a lot. Closure with Her. This was probably the one I was. Actually, no. This was probably the one I was second most disappointed with on the record. Which I don't want to. It's not a bad song at all. But like you look at their other two songs, like Come Together and Come Through, like those are. I love those fucking songs. Still listen to those songs damn near every week. So this is still a good song. These two are incapable of making a bad song apart, let alone coming together and making a bad song together. But still a good song, just not on the level of their other two. Need You Right Here, I had super high hopes for when it came on. Maybe it'll grow on me. Like, again, that happens a lot with Chris Brown albums. Like I don't like maybe like 5-10 songs right off rip. In a month, them 5-10 songs are my 5-10 favorite Chris Brown songs ever. So, like, that's just how these albums work. I'm expecting that to be the case here again. Sex Memories with LMA. Cool. It's just cool. That one's just cool, too. Psychic's pretty good. Psychic with Jack Harlow, I'm alright on. I didn't really like Jack Harlow's verse. Show It was good. Sleep at Night, again, we played that in the beginning. That's one of my favorites from here. Passing Time's alright. Warm Embrace was one of the singles. That's been a good one that's in rotation. Forbidden, I liked a lot. I thought it was a classic Chris Brown pop bop. I liked it a lot. Bad Than a Beach with Tory Lanez. Actually, I really like that song. Survive the Night, that might be the one for me. Dream and Slide are great. Harder, I like on some new shit. Lucky as Man, again, I'm going to let that one try and grow on me. And then he had Iffy on the last, as a bonus on the last track. But Iffy was pretty good too. Just a classic Chris Brown pop radio record. Those are never bad, in my opinion. Yeah, overall, man, good album. I really enjoyed it. It's been dominating my weekend and through my week now. I probably will continue to dominate my summer here. I listen to Chris Brown regularly anyway, so anytime he drops some new shit, I'm probably on it. I don't think this is better than Indigo. I don't think it's better than Heartbreak on a Full Moon. I don't know if it's better than X. Nah, you know what? I think it's better than X. I think this might be better than X. I don't think it's better than Heartbreak or Indigo, which are his last two albums. But those were fucking 50-song albums. And I think he has a deluxe of this coming out with maybe, I think it was 8 or 9 more songs. And I'm probably going to enjoy those as well. So we'll wait to see when that comes out. But again, successful Chris Brown album drop. Album of the year so far, I'm going with, I don't know if I put Breezy over Kendrick's album yet, but so far Kendrick's is probably the album of the year for me still. But some good music so far this year, man. Anyhoozle. I'm sorry, I just got a text and got word that my Netflix has been they finally cracked down. It's obviously been known for a while that Netflix they're not gonna let you share passwords and shit anymore, but like it just came down a pipeline. This is very crushing. I didn't even get to finish the ultimatum with Nick Lachey and his fucking Countess Lachey, his wife. and their manipulative evil ways. I didn't even get to finish that. Damn, that's fucked up. I'm gonna have to get my girls Netflix. Anyway, I think that's it, man. I think that's it. We touched on music. We got through all this shit. Oh, the Spotify algorithm. There's no reason at all on the 24th around 9 a.m. I opened Spotify looking for the Breezy album, and there was not a one new music release on the fucking homepage. There's no excuse for that. There's no reason that should be a thing. Where, like, for one, an artist that I have like 300 plus songs in my liked library drops a record and you don't fucking put it on my thing. You didn't have any of these motherfuckers on there. Giveon wasn't on there. French and Harry Fraud weren't on there. Vori's album wasn't on there. Roddy Ricch's shit wasn't on there. You know what you had on there? Chance the Rapper and Joey Badass, which I think dropped like 3 days prior. Stop fucking flooding Chance onto my fucking Spotify thing. Like, yo, I liked the Wraith song. I listened to the Wraith song a good bit when it came out. Stop shoving Chance in my face. Yo. There was no reason I shouldn't have seen Chris Brown on it. It took until the next day, after I had listened to it the whole day, for it to pop new music for you. And then today, fucking 4 days later, finally it says new releases for you. Brent Fayez, Giveon, alright. Now come on, Spotify. Do better. Do better. Get your algorithms better. Do better. But I think that's it. I think we're done this week. I think we will come back next week to touch on some certain topics that I didn't get to this week because I felt like I might have been slightly not ill-informed but uninformed. Just want to have more grounds before I speak on certain things. Other than that, man, I think we are good to go. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that beautiful shit. And we'll see y'all next week. Shout out to y'all. First time listener, last time listener. If you're here, you're here. And I appreciate you. And yeah, we'll see you next week, guys.